Hey, we've got an interesting one for you today. Solar system, fully off-grid capable 48 volt install upcoming. Stick around. Well, hey, what's up everybody? How you doing? It's me, Rob the RV guy, Robert Anthony, and today's custom solar install is a unique one. It's the first one that I've done, and it's a fully off-grid capable electrical independent ambulance. This customer lives up in Pennsylvania and contacted me and wanted to get a fully off-grid capable setup on his recently purchased ambulance. In some states and in some counties, ambulances are made available for people to purchase once they've been used. And I'll tell you, these things are short of a Brinks money truck. They are built like a tank. Sits on a 450 chassis or a 4500 chassis. This is a Chevy chassis, and Braun makes that box. And it's double walled steel, and provided quite the challenge as it relates to the install with regard to cutting through. So the customer actually provided a cutout through the roof for the air conditioner. So on this rig, what we did is we did 1,500 watts of solar on the roof. We did 6, is that right? 6, 12, 3, yeah, 1,500 watts of solar, rich solar panels, 250 watt panels, using the Iron Ridge rail system. The reason that I used the Iron Ridge rail system was because customer didn't really want screw holes going through the roof. So like we did in the Airstream in a recent install, these are all 3M VHB taped to the roof after proper preparation. Again, using the cleaning method prescribed by 3M to get these L feet and rails affixed to the roof, which we did. And again, like we did with the Airstream, we doubled up on the L feet to give enough square inches of VHB to assure a tight bond and provide plenty of resistance against the upward force that you would get as the wind travels underneath the panels and up and over the rig. We had to first install the RecPro 48 volt air conditioner. Customer wanted an air conditioner on this. I said, as long as you cut the hole, that's not something that I'm interested in trying to do. So he did that. This is the first RecPro 48 volt air conditioner that I've installed. If I'm not mistaken, I think this one is the heat pump that we did. It's the heat pump air conditioner, 9,600 BTU, cools like a champ. True to RecPro, very, very, very quiet. And I was quite impressed with its efficiency. Even on high, max draw was about 800 watts through the 48 volt system. So this is wired directly to the Lynx distributor, and it's fused on its own circuit. Got a 50 amp midnight solar breaker on it just to protect the air conditioner and to be able to turn the air conditioner off exclusively by itself should we need to service it at any time in the future. So the panel array turned out great. We've got them wired in series parallel down to the charge controller, working out wonderfully, very solid up there. Really, really thrilled about the way that that worked out. This particular rig has the Victron Multiplus 2, 48 volt, 3000 VA inverter in it, which is plenty. Plenty for the size. You can look at this like almost like a van build is the way that I would classify this. A little more robust, a little wider than a van, and to me a little bit more room on the inside than you would have in the back of a van, based on the vans that I've been in my experience. The system is powered by 2 of the SOK rack server batteries that are self-heated. They do have Victron comms, but in this particular instance I chose to go with the Victron Smart Shunt instead. No particular reason, I felt that the shunt would be a better match for this system. So to get 12 volt through the coach, this provided a unique challenge to me. Now, the ambulance itself has a rather complex and, to me, convoluted, but you know, the engineers put it together that do these jobs specifically for these ambulances to work within the confines of being an ambulance. But the 12 volt system it looks to be, and again, from what I could tell, it seems like it's very similar to like a Class A motor coach where you've got your starter battery under the hood, and then underneath that passenger side over there is a 12 volt battery. So it has its own 12 volt load. but because I'm not familiar with these ambulances overall with regard to their electrical and the way that it works, I wasn't sure if the system would be able to operate on the 12-volt side similar to other systems when we do a 48-volt or a 24-volt system, where we leave those independent and those are providing shore power, and then the 12-volt side is running the 12-volt side of the house. So because this customer was driving, 1,000 miles from Pennsylvania to meet me here in North Georgia, and I was driving 600 miles from where I was at in Florida on my way out west, I thought, I'm gonna, for what it would cost, it's not too much more money, I'm gonna ensure that he has a 12-volt system in here should he decide to want to wire it. So what I did is I installed the Orion 48-volt to 12-volt converter, the 30 amp, giving him a total of 360 watts at 12 volt with the punch down panel, a fused circuit panel that he can actually run 12-volt runs from directly from his 48-volt system. So in the event there's a conflict with the way that he wants to do things and the way that he wants to run things, he's got a 12-volt circuit panel that he can run to. This, of course, provided me a good place to wire in the fans, because the cooling fans that I like to install in these type of compartments are not really able to run on the 48-volt system. You can find some 24-volt fans, but in a 48-volt system, they've got to go to 12 volts. So it's good to have a 12-volt source to wire the fans to, but I just wanted to make sure for this customer, for the expense that it would be, to make sure that there's a 12-volt run in here, that the 48-volt system would be providing an independent 12-volt feed to run loads that he might want to run, whatever those might be. Very simple to do now, and it's really going to work out great. And it'll also, not only that, it will provide him with a DC load reading on his servo on the Touch 70, which I like to have. I like to be able to see what the AC loads are, what the DC loads are, and I think that that is going to work out great for this particular customer. This is still in its kind of rough form. It is something where he's going to be building it out. He's already started a lot of it, but still coming up with a plan on how he's going to deal with water and a toilet and that kind of stuff. So it's a work in progress for him, but this is a major step in the direction of getting it to a place where it's ready to roll as it relates to being able to live off of. He's quite excited to take delivery of it today and head back up north. So in this particular unit, it's equipped with an auto eject shore cord. Now this is only a 20 amp rig. So with this, this had a function on it that they put on these where you turn the key, and if you've left the shore cord in, it ejects it. I had to rewire this. What we did in this instance is, because it was a 20 amp rig only, we actually wired from shore to his circuit panel in there, which only has one breaker. I did 30 amp cable, a 10-3 cable, from here through the inverter back, so that in the future, to kind of future-proof it for him, if he decides he wants to add a 30 amp breaker and a 30 amp panel in there, he'll be able to do so. Well, that's going to about cover it on this particular build. Again, I think that it's really been fun. It's provided a challenge with regard to the steel structure of the rig, as well as the tight nature of the case here where the batteries are at, but it's all worked out great. Really excited about it. Hey, if you need solar, if you're looking for custom RV solar, we'd be more than happy to get you on the books and help you out. We're mobile, we travel the country. Right now we're headed out to Washington for the summer, and this is 2026. We're willing to schedule a consult and meet with you and do what we can to get your solar system installed to make your off-grid dreams entirely possible. Yeah. And hey, if you haven't already, love to have you as a subscriber to the channel. If you could hit the like button, the subscribe button, and of course if you hit that bell notification, when I get the time to produce videos, you'll know that a video has come because you'll be notified. And we'd love to have you on board as a subscriber. Maybe you'll learn a few things, and who knows, follow us on our adventures. We like that. That would be a lot of fun for us if you're part of the family. So until next time, this video is a video that YouTube thinks that you want to see next. This playlist is all things RV modifications. And of course, if you click the circle, you're subscribed, and we'd love to have you on board as a subscriber. Until next time, Rob out.